"We've been spotted," Rhett whispered into my ear as we entered the crowded pub. "Fucking fantastic," I grumbled, noticing a few cameras pointed our way. I was tired, sore, and in a shitty mood. The bar was packed, which was no surprise for a Friday night, and I knew the second I stepped inside, we would have to fight for a place to sit. You could feel the stares and hear the hushed conversations about our presence, even though there was a Taylor Swift song playing at an uncomfortable volume. There was nowhere in the state of Georgia where 10 Atlanta Arrow players could sneak in unnoticed. "Am I the only one who thinks this is nuts?" Rhett asked as we edged our way toward the back bar, trying to minimize his 6'3" tight-end body from drawing any further attention. "No more than the actual marriage itself." I glanced around, my level of irritation spiking, because I allowed myself to get dragged into this fiasco in the first place. Our teammate Beckett's soon-to-be wife insisted that this little bachelor party be low-key. No strippers and no dance clubs. Just a few cigars and a little booze with the boys. If you thought that was weird, that wasn't even the craziest part. Carrie and Beckett were already married. Tomorrow was their vow renewal ceremony, but after the rough patch they went through last year and almost getting divorced, they thought this would be a good way to start fresh. "At least they scheduled it during our bye week. Lord knows we need one after that press conference. Rogers really knows how to rattle your cage," Rhett grinned. "Probably needs to find ways to compensate for his small dick and even smaller brain," I grunted out. Tristan Rogers was a hungry sports reporter who was always looking to create a headline for himself. The guy would get a boner any time he'd get a reaction out of me during our team press conferences. He pretended to ask tough questions about mistakes I'd made on the field. When he brought up the team delaying my contract extension next season, he successfully pissed me off. Instead of giving him a snappy comeback like he expected, I just smiled and gave him a politically correct answer. He wasn't happy with my response, probably because he wouldn't be getting a boner like he had hoped. We squeezed into an open space at the bar, just as a group of girls dispersed. They didn't look old enough to drink and practically had fake ID stamped on their foreheads. "What's your poison?" The female bartender leaned forward, eyeing us impatiently. She had a scowl across her lips, most likely from dealing with assholes like us all night. While my eyes went to the liquor bottles lining the back, Rhett's drifted to her cleavage. Not wanting to come across as a creep like my buddy next to me, I pretended to look over my choices, even though I already knew what I would order. "We'll take 2 buckets of Corona and a bottle of Patron." She lifted a brow. "You want the whole bottle?" "Yes, please." I pulled out my wallet and dug out 2 crisp $100 bills.